What up, guys? It's PV, and it's surreal being from a small town of 6,000 people, growing up reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and looking up to Robert Kiyosaki. And now I've interviewed him multiple times, and he endorsed my new book, 7 Rules of 7 Figures. It's surreal to me. It just shows you that you need to focus on the vision and never give up. I also got the book endorsed by Grant Cardone as well as Patrick Bet-David. So I wanted to, just as a bonus, share with you some highlights from me interviewing all 3 of them, because I feel like this is stuff that really can make a difference in your life and your business as well. Make sure you subscribe below. Comment your biggest breakthrough from this actual highlight, and I'd love to engage in the comments. Thank you so much for your support, and I look forward to getting the book and hearing your thoughts about the interview.
I don't operate with a bunch of rigid.
That's good. Well,
right?
I'm trying to get
like
that.
This, okay? Yeah, my life is not very rigid, but I get a lot, like the guy that talks about time management. Like I don't even understand what he's talking about because I don't manage time. I just get a lot of shit done. Yeah. So I create a lot of time. I get a lot of stuff done.
And a lot of things you're doing, they're paying off later as well. So you're doing things that make money right away, and you're doing things where you're planting seeds for 5-10 years.
80% of the stuff I do doesn't pay me anything today.
People need to understand that, because a lot of people are instant pleasure, instant pleasure, instant
Yeah.
pleasure. And then in 10 years, they don't have anything.
Most of the things I do will never pay me anything. Will never pay me 1 penny. It will not financially remunerate me. Now, those things that I don't get paid
Give me an example of one.
Deals I've looked at.
Okay, got it.
Speaking gigs I've done, okay? I was doing 250 gigs a year.
Wow.
Speaking, paid speaking, but I would do another 60 a month that I was never paid for.
Wow.
Okay, so I've done, who knows how many interviews I've done, thousands of interviews. I'm never gonna be paid anything for them.
So you're getting things done. You don't have a rigid schedule where it's the same every day.
Well, no, it's not rigid for me at all. So.
Oh, you were talking about properties. You looked at how many?
So I looked at, in Houston, we were in Houston a week. We looked at 18 properties, 5,000 units in 3 days, went back and looked at another 5,000. I hadn't bought any of them yet.
So a lot of time.
Dude, I'm spending gas money, hotel money, nanny money, because I'm bringing my kids with me. I flew the plane over there, dude. I'm bleeding money. I would tell everybody, man, spend money. Spend way more money than you think you should be spending. Okay, advertise, market, pitch, promote, stay in the game. Don't hold on to that baby money. You're holding on to baby money. You're doing the whole, I'm a hustle, I'm a grind, I'm a plan, I'm a manage time, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Spend that freaking money, dude. Okay, money, spending money today. Spend that old money you got so you can get some new money.
You said something that stood out that I've done these past couple years with properties, is I want to unload the money I have so I can not only have more hunger where it's like, oh shit, I don't have much money in my account, I just spent $300-400 on a property. You do the same thing. People don't realize that. You'll spend 15 million, get the property, and reload again. So you're saying, yeah. I mean, I think when I grew up, Grant, people were obsessed with saving.
Yeah.
Even my parents and my teachers and everyone's like, you gotta save.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that comes from insecurity or that comes from a fear of the future.
No,
it's like,
it used to work. It used to work. That economic plan.
Why are they still promoting it though?
Well, because it used to work, dude. It was the way. It was the way
of
the
90s,
world.
yeah.
No. Since the Great Depression, it was the way of the world, man. It was like, hey, save your money. In the 50s, buy a house. But when I grew up, my mom was getting paid 12% at the bank. Yeah. Today, that pays a half a point. That means
you're losing money.
You're losing money. Yeah. Number one. Number two, she was earning her money was banking 24 times faster than my money will today. Is that right? Yeah. Half to 12. Yeah.
So people were used to saving, putting in the bank. Yeah. Interesting.
Well, you could save. It did work. Okay? But that doesn't work today because the money is not going to earn anything. The money should be used to make more money, to make you bigger, faster, known better. And that's what I started doing really after the crash.
Is
in
investing?
2009. In 2009, man, I quit holding on to old money. And the first 25 years of my career, I saved everything, dude. And it did help me. It got me to some places, right?
So you believe in saving now for people, or you don't?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
I just
believe,
want to get that clear.
No, I don't believe it's. I believe people should freaking put that wood on the fire.
What you think to get to $500,000 or $1 million or whatever the next level is, you don't have it right now. You have to recreate yourself. You're not going to get to the next level if you don't recreate. If you think that you today is going to get to the next level, you are fooling yourself and everybody else around you. It's not. There's got to be something in your game that you got to sit down and say, I don't want any of my cousins, my friends that I don't see the next 3 to 6 months recognize me when I see them. 3 to 6 months from now, I don't want my cousins, my friends, I don't want them to see me. I want it to be a shock to them. We used to do this in bodybuilding back in the days, Peter. We used to lift weights. And my buddy and I, Bradford, that ended up working, he made it to the highest level in the military, Delta Force, just crazy stuff that he did. We would work out and we would wear sweaters and we wouldn't see our body even in the shower for 3 months. We would hide it from ourselves and everybody else. 3 months later, we would take off our shirt and we'd look at the mirror. We're like, oh my gosh, I don't even recognize this guy. And we would do it amongst our peers. No one would recognize you. Sometimes you got to do that in business as well and in life.
So tactic wise, so you're saying the first step is recreating yourself, thinking different, like getting outside yourself and starting to think at a higher level. What would the tactics be in a business situation to scale up and go from $500,000 to $1 million?
The first thing I look at, every time I go into a restaurant or I go into a business, I go into a gym. Like I went to a gym right here. It's called Telos in Dallas. I looked at a gym inside. Peter, they've probably invested $10 million into this gym. It looks insane is what the gym looks like. That's how much is it monthly? $99 a month. That's how many members you guys got? You know, it varies, depends on what it is. And I looked around and I said, man, this place is empty. And I went at night, it was empty. I said, this place is losing money all the time. Yeah, it's losing money. When are they doing upgrades? They haven't done upgrades for 12 years. No wonder they haven't done any upgrades. Why not? They haven't done any upgrades because they don't have the math. So how am I going to upkeep a place when I'm just sustaining the place because I only have 2,000 members paying whatever the number is? That's not a lot of money. So how are you maintaining all these employees, personal trainers, marketing, where you're competing with 24-hour and all this? I mean, it's not a contract, all these other things. The first thing I look at with any business, Peter, is math. It's the first thing. I go into a restaurant, I see traffic. I go to a restaurant here in neighborhood services, I go there minimum twice a week. I look at their traffic, I do the math based on the ticket and the ticket item and what's their profit margin. First time I spoke to Curtis Stone, celebrity chef, he's got 2 restaurants in Beverly Hills. One is called Maud and another one is a butcher type of a restaurant. He set up Gwen. I said, tell me the math behind running a restaurant. And he showed me the math on how it works. So first thing first is math on how to scale it. You simply need to figure out the math of what do I need to do to scale my business. But that's not the most important one. The most important one is the mindset behind the individual that's doing the math. And that is what matters the most. When you talk to Curtis Stone, you know the guy's obsessed about building an amazing restaurant while 98% of restaurants bring outside investors. This guy's using his own money to grow the restaurant. No wonder he's doing so well and he's got loyal customers going to him because his butt is on the line. He's doing it because he trusts himself, because he trusts that he's going to come through. In order to make that transition of recreating yourself, one can't be content with where they're at. Look, there's a few things I can't teach other people. You can't teach other people. You can't teach them desire. You can't teach it. Life has to happen or you got to make a decision to have desire. I can't teach you desire. I can't teach you discipline. You can watch my discipline and see how I work and what time I'm at the office and how late I stay and when I leave and me taking care of my body and my day. You can watch my discipline, but you can either choose to do it or not choose to do it. There's nothing I can do to pass that part to you. Now, skill set, how to sell. I can teach you how to sell. Sit with me for a month, you'll be a ridiculous salesperson. Sit with me on 5 different conference calls, you'll learn negotiating tactics that you'll be much better at. All my guys here that work with me, I do negotiations on conference calls with everybody know when I tell them, I have 3 of my executives here on this call as well. Let's go through it. Why? Because I want these guys to also learn how to negotiate so they don't need me when there's a negotiation taking place and we know how to get the best contract in place. Those things I can teach you. I can't teach you discipline. I can't teach you desire.
This crash is coming and I'm getting all excited and going, oh my God, I'm just waiting. It's gonna be another 6 or 8 years. People are turning in their keys right now. They're turning in the keys to the Lamborghinis or Ferraris. All these guys who had money but no wealth. A lot of them. Your generation has a lot of them. They all flash and no cash. You know, they
I
got
like that
nothing.
it's thinning out the herd, though. It really is thinning out the herd to the people that haven't been investing in assets.
Well, so when I went to Vietnam twice, and when I was about 25 years old, I was waking up. And I woke up when I came back from Vietnam. I was stationed in Hawaii at Kaneohe Bay. I was flying for the Marine Corps. And my poor dad was unemployed. And he was he says to me, he was unemployed because against his boss, the governor, was a criminal. And most politicians are criminals, but they won't admit it, but you know they are. The governor and his best friend, the governor they were both police officers. One became governor and one became head of the Hawaiian mafia. So they're all criminals. So my father ran against them like an idiot. But then he was blacklisted, which said he could never work in Hawaii again. So I come back in '73, and my he's unemployed. He's telling me the same thing. You know, go back to school, get your master's, get your PhD. And I said, I wind up like you. He says, what are you going to do? And I said, I already have 2 high-paying jobs. So when I went to the academy in New York, I graduated with 3rd mate's license, which means I can sail any ship. So I was a tanker officer. I can drive oil tankers. They're still in business today. Passenger liners are gone. Oil tankers still hanging around. And being a pilot, you know, United Airlines was hiring, they're all hiring. But I didn't want to be a high-paid employee. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So that's why in 1973, when I was about 25, I had to choose to be an entrepreneur. So that's why I went to listen to my rich dad. And I think your guys listening right now, I think many of you are in that same, I might go back to school and loaded down student loan debt, which is criminal. Because you look at the student loan debt, the 2008 crash, there was only 1 in subprime mortgages. Today, there's 1.7 trillion in student loan debt. It's criminal what they're doing to your generation, you know. And that was the Obama administration. I'm not Republican or Democrat, but that's what's happening. So without financial education, your generation is stuck, and the crisis is between this year and this year. And I think a lot of you say, well, should I go back to school? Well, for what? You know, if you're going to be a doctor, yeah. You're going to be a lawyer, yeah. But you want to be an entrepreneur, you don't really have to go back to school, but you have to keep learning. You have to learn something different. So when I was getting out of the Marine Corps in '74, my poor dad said, go get your MBA, which I did, but it's a waste of time. And then my rich dad said to me, you have to learn how to sell. I didn't want to learn how to sell. Yeah. Anyway, I got a job with Xerox, not because I like machines. I got a job with Xerox at a great sales training program. So today, for most millennials, you know, the question is, can you sell? And with this little puppy here, if you can't sell, hang it up. You know, this thing is so great because, you know, I'm now on Twitter. I love Twitter because I'm testing market pitches. So this morning, I already posted. I didn't know this. A lot of people get no response from Twitter. This morning, I posted in 4 hours. I got 4,000 likes. That's how I know whether I'm selling or not. I got my hates also. But if you guys can't market test your pitch, your words, hang it up. So I'll say it again. This crisis is made for you guys, unless you went to school. You know, I'm not saying school is bad. I'm saying you didn't learn anything about money and what's between your ears. If you're still looking for job security, you still think that making a lot of money makes you rich, you're an idiot. Because I make more money from my assets than I'd ever make in a job. If I have 8,000 rental units, and some of them are paying, no problem, because I have liability corporations protecting me. That's what Rich Dad Poor Dad. The rich use corporations to protect us.
Hey, what's up? And thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy this video and this content, make sure you hit the subscribe button below, put the notifications on, and I assure you, you'll love this content and these videos.